Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of HSA 1102, Introduction to Healthcare. This week, we're going to be reading chapters 9, 10, and 11. Chapter 9 is over goes over body mechanics and what that is, and talks about how to properly carry out different functions, practicing good body mechanics so that you reduce injury. Chapter 10 is probably one of the most important chapters of this term, and and in medicine overall, which is infection control. And it's everybody's responsibility. It's reducing the amount of pathogens that are out there, or bacteria, virus that is out there that can harm your patients as well as the staff. So we're going to be covering that. And chapter 11, we're going to be talking about environmental safety. We'll cover everything from electrical hazards, safety hazards, fire hazards, as well as workplace violence. All right, so for week 2 discussion, your first topic for week 2 is chapter 10, which I just said is about infection control. Um, Chapter 10 does discuss infection control and its importance. So, what the discussion question wants you to do is, in your own words, going back to the reading that you did in chapter 10 and putting it into your own words, tell us what the importance of infection control is. And then you will find also a an illustration of the chain of infection, and breaking one link within the chain of infection will stop the spread of infection. So that's your goal, is to break at least one link of the chain. And the discussion question wants you to identify each link within the chain, as well as one way of breaking each link within the chain. So let me pull up the illustration to show you, and I'll go over what they're expecting, because this is where students tend to fall down on this assignment. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the illustration. It is figure 10-4, I think it is, and in your textbook. And here you can see your first chain of a link in the chain of infection or element is infectious agent. And then to the side of that element or link, you have two different ways of breaking that link, either by early recognitions of signs of infection or rapid, accurate identification of organisms. Then you come down here to the second link or element, it's reservoir host. And then you see right here several different ways to the side of that link of breaking that link. So for the discussion question, the first topic, you are to identify each link within the chain of infection and at least one way of breaking each link. Again, if you're not on that path, I will ask you to go back and review chapter 10 and provide each link along with one way of breaking that link. This is very important for you to know. Like I said, this is one of the most important topics in this term. The second, sorry, I have something in my eye that's burning. The second topic is to review the most common types of healthcare hazards within Chapter 11, which is on environmental safety. What does environmental safety mean? The first sentence of the first paragraph of Chapter 11, I'm telling you where to go to find this, shows or tells you exactly what environmental safety means and what it's meant to do. So look at that section. Then, in all honesty, how do you think you would react to workplace violence? So tell me how you think you would react to workplace violence, such as being cursed at or spoken to in a loud, demeaning manner. And do you feel that your reaction to workplace violence is appropriate and professional? And do you have any suggestions on how to properly respond to workplace violence? And this should come from your reading. Again, in your own words, paraphrased and cited and referenced. Um, if you have an example to share, please do. If you've experienced this, some of you I know have already worked in healthcare and may have experienced this. Even if you're not working in healthcare, maybe you've worked in retail, maybe you've worked in some kind of customer service, any industry that you may have experienced workplace violence. Please share your experiences. Um, Try to keep the names out of it for privacy's sake, and then respond to your two classmates. Um, Citations and references, you want to make sure that you understand APA. If you do not, make sure you contact me so that I can better explain it to you and help you through that. Week 2 assignment is getting you ready for your week 3 OSHA assignment. So for the week 3 OSHA assignment, uh, you need to pass that with a 70% or above. And this gets you ready for that. You can take this assignment set up like a quiz. You can take it as many times as you like until you receive a score that you're happy with. And then once that's done, you're completed with the assignment. Uh, so take your time, look at the questions, answer them. If you're not happy with the first round, go back, take it again until you get the score that you're happy with. Then week 2, you do have a time limit on your quiz, which is uh, going to cover chapters 9, 10, and 11 that we just talked about. It is 20 questions and you have 2 hours to complete it. At 2 hours, it will save and submit the quiz to me for grading. Make sure you take your time. Don't spend too much time on any question. If you're not sure, move on to the next question, go back and make sure you answer that question that you skipped, but don't spend a lot of time on it. And then by now, you should have submitted your rough draft to the OWL. When they make the recommendations and send you back the email, you need to send me that email with the recommendations on the rough draft as well as the submission form. That will be included in the grading. At the end of week 2, this week, you need to submit your week 1 writing assignment right here. And there's a video on how to submit it in case you forget. But if you click on this, it will open up this. If you want to know how it's going to be scored, you can view the rubric. I'm going to look at the word requirement. Did you meet the 250 words? I'm going to look at the 5-step problem solving process. Did you address all the steps? Did you go in depth on what was needed for each step? If you say I identified information, what did you identify? Did you go to a journal and find out more information about your problem? Did you research it in a book? Did you go to a social media site to talk to others who have the same problem? What did you do to gain information? Then I need a list of alternatives within, in a written paragraph of what your alternatives are, every alternative that you came up with. Then select the alternative and what action you're going to take or you did take to solve that problem. Then I need to also see in the next paragraph how you plan on measuring the success of your choice of alternative and what you do if to revise that alternative or scrap it and put a new alternative in if it's not working. So for each step should be a new paragraph. Each paragraph, the first sentence should be indented 5 spaces. That way I know it's a new paragraph. And it should start off with what the step of the process you're in and go from there. And the OWL will tell you that as well. Then I'm going to look at spelling and grammar. So make sure you're doing a spelling grammar check as you go through the paper. It should be in a Word document, so it should not be an issue. If you're unsure how to do that, let me know and I will help you out with that. Then I'm going to utilize the email that you sent me from the OWL to grade the proof of the OWL. I'm going to look at, did you submit it to the OWL? Did you incorporate the recommendations that the OWL made to your final draft? If you didn't, then that whole exercise was for nothing. It's for them to review it and help you become a better writer and put it into your paper. Then so now you know what it's going to be scored. You're ready to submit it. You're going to save your Word document to your computer or to the cloud. If it's on your computer, browse local files. go to documents, and then you find a document that that you're going to attach. Double click it and it will attach. My computer deleted all of my documents, so I don't know that I have a document. I'm going to do a PDF, but I'm telling you right now, you need to have a Word document. So, all right, so I'm going to just do KU Handbook. So when I did that, you can see that it is attached for submission. If I attach the wrong document, I can hit Do Not Attach, and it'll take it away. And then you hit Submit at the bottom, and you're done. So that is due at the end of this week, week 2, on Sunday, 11:59. If you have any questions, please let me know about that. All right, so there's a lot going on this week. If you have any questions, please let me know. And have a good week.